I would be put into a van and taken to Freemasons once a month. There would be other children. Satanic ritual abuse would take place. So there were many men there. And I'm not saying every Freemason was a pedophile, but I'm saying at certain levels throughout their hierarchy, they were doing
Now,
this.
what happened was at the age of 11, my parents separated and I got left with my father. This may surprise you, but that's when my nightmare began, because I was left with my father and brother in that house and they could do whatever they wanted to me. There were no other females around. I tried to take my own life between 11 and 12 and a half, 3 times, but I didn't succeed. And the reason that I tried is because no one cared. No one really wanted to know my story. I used to run up to the phone box at night. Sometimes we didn't have, I couldn't use a telephone at home to ring the police, but I'd dial the number to ring the police and then I'd hang up because I knew the police had been involved and some were involved with my abuse. I knew that because the Freemasons were once a month. They would be taken to one of their lodges once a month. Other children were there and satanic ritual abuse would take place. But equally there were certain days throughout the year or certain weekends when I would be taken to a place out in the country. What would happen there, it was a weekend of celebration for these Freemasons. And this is why I know there were fairly high up people involved, because there were police cars and there were police guarding the entrance. And back in those days, the police cars were black and white. So I saw the police. I knew the police were there. Now, whether they were inside and engaging as well, I don't know, but they knew enough to be protecting the people that were there. It was satanic ritual abuse, so children would be there. So this type of abuse involves offerings, so it's blood, it's animals being killed and sacrificed. Children's lives were taken as well. And in fact, at one point during one of these sessions, I heard my father talking to the Grand Master, who was one of the highest up in the Freemasons, and asking him, saying to him, "Oh look, I'll sacrifice her if you're needing a child of that age." But I was getting a wee bit older, so I wasn't quite as appealing anymore. And I don't know, luckily for me, the Grand Master chose not to have me sacrificed, but there was human sacrifice. Please know that not every Freemason is abusing children or trafficking children. This is a select few who have reached certain levels. So there is chanting, there is ceremonial procedure with all of it. And I knew it was satanic ritual abuse because during the monthly meetings, these men were wearing hoods. This was at the lodge I was taken to. And so the children at these events, I wasn't the only child, there would be a nurse and a doctor there who would check us children out and then drug us. So there would be a needle in our arms, and then we would be laid out in like a circle. So around, you'll see with the Freemasons, there's lots of symbols they use, and one is a compass, but there's a circle embedded in that as well. So the children we would be laid out around that. So it was marked out on the platform we were on, and the Freemasons would come and there would be chanting, and there would be a process that would be undergone, but it was very, very evil and very, very scary. And I know I'm taking a risk saying any of this, But it's time for the truth to be told, and I gain nothing from it apart from helping other beautiful survivors out there know that I believe you. You couldn't make this up. I believe I was born into this family and then highlighted or spotlighted as being a child who could be trafficked. And the grooming and the kind of mind control that took place just was beyond imagination. But please remember, and this is throughout the world, this is not just New Zealand,